Welcome to Wow Education and the second part of lesson plan making. In our earlier video, we have learned about the various points why the lesson plan is important, why and how it helps the teachers, and we have shown you the sample of one lesson plan also, and what the concepts are, what life skills, values, and integration of the subjects are. Now in this lesson, in this video, we are going to know about the next phase of the lesson plan, that is goals, objectives. See, general objectives. Whenever we make and prepare a lesson plan, objectives are the important things which we need to keep in our mind, like what objective it is going to serve to the students, why we are teaching a lesson or a topic to the students. It always have few goals, motives, or so you can say objectives to teach a topic. See what objectives are: general changes of behavior that are expected from the learners. They are broad and long term. For example, if topic is taught noun, the long term objective will be the following. The students will be able to define noun and its various forms. The students will be able to understand importance of nouns in parts of speech. See, so these are the long term objectives which we are expecting students to learn while teaching the topic noun, right? My topic was motions of the earth. So when I am teaching them the motions of the earth, my objective would be to enable students to understand the concept of day and night, right? Why day and nights are formed, this concept will be clear of the students. So this is my first objective. Objectives can be many: to enable the students the formation of the seasons. See, in my topic I have covered the word revolution also. So the seasons are formed by the revolution of the earth. So how the seasons occurred on the planet, this query will also be achieved of the students. And next is specific objectives. When we make lesson plan, we write both the objectives. See, let us see the difference. General objectives, they are broad and long term, and the specific objectives, they are short. Means after every content, after every small topic, we have the specific objectives. But general objectives are long and broad for whole the lesson. There will be only 2-3 objectives of the whole lesson. But specific objectives will be many. They will be different for content to content or heading to heading. And we will write this short form, that is learner will be able to. Now see ABCD, we'll learn it in our further slides. What is ABCD? First let us see what specific objectives are. Now let us see what the specific objectives are. These are the changes those are expected from the learners by the end of the course. They are short term and narrow in focus. Right? As I told you earlier, the topic is one, but the subtopics are many. So for every subtopic, the specific objective will be a different one from the earlier one. But when we talk about general objectives, they will be same or one or two for the whole chapter. But the specific objectives will be different from sub-content to next sub-content. Suppose if there are 5 sub-concepts, sub-content or subtopic in the lesson, there will be 5 specific objectives or more than 5 specific objects. Now let us see what this ABCD model is. A stands for audience. As per the Bloom's taxonomy, who will be performing the behavior? Students are audience here. Next is B for behavior. What behavior should the learner be able to do? So these are various verbs which a teacher need to write, and there are a whole list of such behaviors you will come to know in the coming slides. So you cannot write any other behavior other than these. These are the behaviors mentioned by Bloom's. Third is C for condition. Under what condition do you want the learner to be able to do it? So these are the example of the conditions. Right? On a given map, what they will be able to. In a passage, what they will have to identify. In the given shape, what they have to correlate. Right? And D stands for degree. How well must it be done? Means on a given map the student will be able to identify the countries with 85% accuracy, that is degree. Degree means up to which level. In the passage the students will be able to identify the nouns with 3-4 errors. So this is degree. So I hope you have understood the Bloom's taxonomy, that is known as ABCD model. A for audience, that is our students. B for behavior, these are the set of various verbs. C is condition. Condition means under what circumstances. And D is a degree, means up to which level. You will be clear you will be clear of the ABC model by these few examples. Now see, A, this is A column, audience column, this is behavior column, this is C, condition column, and this is D, degree column. In the first column, obviously this is the permanent set of words which you have to write while making your specific objectives. The students will be able to, and the second column will vary from topic to topic. This column will be same for all the teachers, for all the subjects, for all the topics, right? But this column will vary from topic to topic. Now see, identify all the states. This is one example. Actually, this is not related to my topic which I have taken. This is just an example which I am showing you. Identify all the states. See here, B is behavior. This is a word of verb. We'll come to know in the further slides. All the states. Now see condition. What is the condition? On which? On the given political map of India. And now the degree, up to which level? Up to 90% accuracy, right? Suppose you have taught your student about the India map, political map, and you have shown them the various states and union territories. And after teaching that particular topic, your specific objective will be the students will be able to identify all the states on the given map, political map of India with 90% accuracy. So this is the perfect example of specific objective, because we are covering A, B, C and D, all the taxonomy of Bloom's, right? Now see, who is audience? Audience means our students are audience. Behavior, what will be observed and what the students will be able to do. What the students are able to do in this particular column, that is identify. They will be able to recognize. And the third one is condition. What condition we have given them? We have given and provided them with the political map. And the fourth one is degree. How often, how well, to what level. See, this answer will be of this question. How well? With 90% accuracy. Or to what level? It will be with 90% accuracy. Hint: focus on what the student must do, not the teacher. Please mention, I'm mentioning it again, and that This column is only for the students. We are not supposed to specify and write the objectives of the teachers. We are here to teach because we are teacher, but for the student. So the objectives are for the students. Here must specify observable and measurable behaviors. See, identify is a measurable behavior. When the students are able to identify, you can find out whether they are able to do it or not. So this is measurable. And third is you need to provide them the circumstances, situation, or any teaching aid. And the last one is describe how well the student has performed, that is degree or accuracy. Now see, these are the writing objectives for lesson plan using Bloom's taxonomy. As I told you earlier, you cannot write any of the behavior on your own. So Bloom has provided us with all these various verbs which you can use to write, right? If the student is acquiring knowledge from that topic, you can choose any one of the verb mentioned in this column. If the learning level of the student is comprehension, so then these are various verbs or the action verbs for application, for analysis, for synthesis, and for evaluation. So you can choose and you can write any of the verb mentioned in this table. So this is the Bloom's taxonomy of learning. See, the uppermost triangle, this is higher level thinking, and the lower basis is lower level thinking. Let us start from here. KCAASE, that is first of all student acquires knowledge. Thereafter he comprehends it. Comprehends means he makes the analysis of what he has learned. Thereafter he applies what he has learned, and further he makes the analysis of his application, whether whatever he is applied it is right or wrong. Next is synthesis, and the last one is evaluation. Let us further read about recall information learned. Whatever we have taught him, whether he is able to recall those information or not. He is able to define rotation. Suppose I have taught them the rotation, he is able to define rotation or not. Next is comprehension. It means what a message means so that you can explain it to someone else. Whether the student is able to give the definition of rotation and explain it to someone other, to his colleague, to her colleague or not. Next is ability to apply what the student has learned, mean whether he is able to solve the problem or not. As soon as he says the day or he says sorry as soon as he sees the day or night, he will be apply that the earth has started rotating on its axis, and that's why in our country we are facing day and the other side of the globe is facing night. Now what analysis is? The ability to break down knowledge into discrete parts to effectively analyze a situation to solve a problem. Next is synthesis, the ability to bring together ideas to form new solutions. He will organize, he will plan, he will construct, he will create with the help of these lower level learnings. And the last one is evaluation, to be able to assess or judge the value or quality of ideas based on criteria, recommend a solution, critique a proposal, judge the merit of an idea. So far we were learning about the Bloom's taxonomy. So these are the two broad objectives which I taught you about. I hope you have understood. Otherwise, in case of any query or doubt, you can ask me in the comment box and I'll make the further videos to explain and teach you them in detail. So general objective, one more time, they are broad and they are common for the whole lesson. But the specific objectives, they are narrow in their behavior and they may vary from subconcept to another subconcept. The next portion of the making lesson plan is check for previous knowledge. As soon as you start making them, teaching them, making them get ready for teaching, you first as a teacher check their previous knowledge. Suppose I am teaching them motions of the earth, I need to ask them whether they know anything about universe, planet, sun, earth, right? So how I will do it? Students know the shape of the earth and are aware of the solar system and various planets, right? So I may ask them that uh, name of the planets, shape of the earth. These are the small things which they have read in class 5. So always associate your present information, present topic with the earlier class or the earlier topic. Suppose right now I am teaching class 6 geography. So I should know what they have learned in class 5. So previous knowledge also always should be associated with their previous class as well. And once you have known that, check their previous knowledge, we'll come to the introduction. How will you introduce a lesson? So for introduction, always few activities are compulsory. You need to introduce some activity in your classroom, or you need to ask some question. If the classes are small like 1 to 5, you always choose activity to introduce your topic. It will arouse their interest and it will make the learning very interesting. But in the senior classes, you can ask few questions. Like my introductory questions will be, why do we witness day only of 12 hours, not 24 hours? What will happen if we have sunlight for all 24 hours? So these are some of the introductory questions which I am going to ask the students. Next part of the lesson plan is instructional strategies. While I am teaching my sub-concept rotation, which instructional strategies I am going to follow? Now let us see what instructional strategies are. They are set of tools which make easier to implement a variety of teaching methods and techniques. Actually, instructional strategies are a set of teaching methods. There are a lot of techniques and tools by which you can provide explanation to your students. See, this whole bunch of strategies, you can choose any word from it and write in your lesson plan. But while I'm teaching my social science, I can use debate also. Once my chapter is explanation is over, then I'll ask my student to debate on the given topic. Survey is actually not appropriate for my topic. Activities, obviously I'll make them do some activity also. Lecture method, it will be also followed because a teacher will be giving lecture while explaining the lesson. Modeling, yes, modeling is also very important because I'll show the globe, right? I'll show few of the models of the earth and I'll use torch also to show them how the days and nights are formed. So these are various strategies you can use while you are giving them the instructions. Skits are very important while teaching languages. Globes, obviously globes. Gaming is important in maths classes. So these are the all set of techniques. So when I will teach them this sub concept rotation, I'll be explaining the lesson, I'll be having discussion with my students, I'll ask them question. I'll allow them to debate on the given topic. I'll ask them to do role play. Now see how role play is associated with this rotation. I'll ask them to be or perform the role of sun or the moon or the earth. They will tell 2 or 3 lines about their role, like what sun is and how sun performs for our earth, and what is the role of earth in causing day and night, what is the role of moon or the satellite, right? So this way students can become role model. They can do role play also, brainstorming also. Put and I'll throw some questions will which will have a discussion and brainstorming on them. Next is what TLM you require to explain the topic. TLM means teachers learning method material, sorry, teachers learning material. I'll require whiteboard. Actually, we don't have blackboard now in our class. So whiteboard or blackboard, whatever you are using. Projector, obviously, to teach social science. Smart classes are the best classes actually. On projector, you can show the various videos and the live examples of our universe. Book, sketches, videos. So it is almost same for all the topics. Now see what is teacher learning material. Teacher Teaching aids create a visual and interactive experiences for the students. As the students become more engaged, they are more likely to understand the topic being taught, right? So these are added or additional advantage for the student. A teacher not It is very compulsory for a teacher not to be book bound only. He should show some additional, like gadgets are helpful for us to understand the world better. Similarly, the TLMs are very beneficial for the teachers as the students learn and have a lot of interest in TLMs. So these are various TLMs you can use in your teaching. If you can afford them, if you can provide them, or if you can make them. And the next portion is assignment I have given. So classwork mein what I have done, I have lesson will be read, explained and discussed. Question answer will be done. After the lesson is over, we'll do the question answers. Class activities will be done. If there is any activity regarded to this lesson, that will also be done during the classwork. Homework, what I will give in homework, that is read the lesson, do the exercises of the book which are at the end of the topic, underline the new terms. These are some of the homework that I'll give them the after the completion of the topic or the lesson. Now next is tools and techniques applied for formative assessment. We have some time for formative assessment also related to that topic, from where we assign them the marks. So this will be a project. My assignment activity chosen, student will work in the group and make the model of rotation or revolution on a chart. On some particular day, I'll divide them first in the group of 6 or 8 or 10. Then ask them to distribute the material required to make that chart, and student will bring that material, and in my that particular period they will make the model of the rotation or revolution. And this way, once their project or the chart is prepared and done, then the marks will be awarded to the group. So what classwork they are going to do, student will draw, make and paste various part of the model and discuss it. And homework, students will prepare the material for the project and study the chapter. They will be able to place which planet comes at which place. And the last one is concept map. Now what do you mean by concept map? See, it is a type of a graphic organizer used organized and represent knowledge of a subject. It begins with a main idea or concept and then branches out to show how main idea can be broken down into specific topics, right? So this is our main idea. It generally shows you a graphical design of the whole lesson. See, the lesson is motion of the earth and the various subtopics, how these are related with the main topic. See, solstice is not related with rotation. This is related with the main content. Sometimes it happens that rotation, we can further branch it out. Days and night, if I'll write it over here, so they will be branched out from this portion, rotation. So this is known as concept map. Main idea branched out into many sub-concepts. And this portion is also important if you want to add it. Otherwise, this is just an additional feature. You can skip it also. So what library resource you are using for making your lesson plan? That is my NCERT book of geography, and resources from Teachers Resource Center. Every school is having one or other type of resource center. So I am using videos and PPTs of universe that I have received from resource center. Website or URL which you have used while teaching your class, that is I have used YouTube and Google to show various images, right? And additional resources that I have prepared one PPT on the lesson motions of the earth, so that PPT I'll show to my students. So this is how a perfect lesson plan can be made. Sometimes it seems very confusing to learn it at a one go, so you need to go through the video and again, then only you will be able to know the various parts and various strategies of the lesson plan making. Hope you will like and get informative from the video. If you have any query or doubt, you can write down in the comment box, so that I am always available there for sorting out your queries and further requirements. Please do like and subscribe our channel Wow Education. Thank you so much.